Jeff,
Hey, Christian.
how are you, my friend?
I'm great. How's it going?
Doing good, buddy. Thanks for your time today.
Absolutely.
Everything good out there in Kansas City?
Yeah, it's great. Got two pools going in. We were digging in the snow yesterday, so or
Really?
the day before. So yeah, rain or shine or snow, we're doing it. So
Good stuff. Well, we wanted to put a video together so that all the folks out in Kansas City, one, know that River Pools is now out there with an official location, but two, who's the guy behind River Pools Kansas City. And you are, I think, the only franchise probably ever that will represent two states with one city, which is always the cool part about Kansas City. So, um, everybody has a backstory. So why don't you kind of tell us about what led up to the point that you came on as a River Pools franchisee? What's your career path?
yeah, absolutely. So my career has actually, for the last almost 20 years now, has been in healthcare sales, technology, where really I spent time as in a business development role, sales training role, leadership role. So I kind of have a really good depth and breadth. I mean, working for Fortune 50 type companies.
Hmm.
And at some point in my career, I decided to no longer kind of work for the man. And I did go start for a startup company in a technology sales role. I was VP of business development. So there's always been a technology component to me and what it kind of makes me tick. I'm just a kind of a gadget guy. I really
Hmm.
like that piece of it. Um, that kind of led me to where I started looking around for pools, and every dealer that I actually met with in my course of searching for pools, which was a long, arduous course. I spent a lot of time, watched a lot of Rivers pool videos, and it always seemed like the pool industry was kind of stuck in the '80s. Like it's kind of it's kind of old school from the dealings. None of them would really want to sell me technology, and me being a tech guy, I kept saying, well, I want automation, I want all this, and they said, no, you don't. But and it kind of led me down a path to be kind of frustrated with the whole experience.
Hmm.
So the longer I spent on the internet and the longer I was doing research, I mean, I already had my mind made up by April that I wanted a fiberglass pool. I was
Hmm.
going to make it work, design a wall, do everything I wanted to do to get the pool. And the right pool for me was the D36. So,
Hmm.
then I set out to find the one and only dealer in Kansas City that supplied the pools. And I decided to, go ahead and go to contract. Well, I was kind of pulling teeth to get him to show up to even bring me a contract to, let me give him money essentially.
Right.
And that somewhere along the way, I think I resubmitted another inquiry to River Pools and ended up talking to Aaron. And by the end of the conversation, which I think our first conversation was over an hour, and my wife kind of was overhearing it. She's like, wait, are you buying a pool or a pool company? And it really just kind of blossomed from there. I mean, next thing I know, I'm talking to Jason. I think him and I talked 2 or 3 times, talked to Aaron again. Then I talked to Jason and Bethany, and I'm on a plane to Virginia, signing a franchise. And like I said, a lot of it came out of the fact that I think this is an awesome investment. It's
Yeah.
awesome for my family. I can't tell you how many countless hours we've already spent back there. I want that to be a positive experience, not a painstaking experience for
Hmm.
people. And that's really ultimately led me to buy the franchise. And I've already set up roots in Kansas City. We're not going anywhere. So
Hmm.
now that I can offer, an amazing service, an amazing pool for,
Hmm.
to kind of bring that happiness to those families. I mean, it's the best of both worlds for me. I got to be in a sales role. I'm going to bring technology to these pools and automate them, but I kind of get to do the best of both worlds.
Right. So you actually reached out to us as a customer first, and then this opportunity presents itself to you. What was it about that first interaction with Aaron and the company that led you to think this actually might be a viable business for me?
Yeah.
right?
So
What was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak?
yeah, absolutely. So it's always been kind of in the back of my mind. If you ask any of my friends, they now that I told them I bought a pool company, they're like, "Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Right up your, right up your alley." I love design, and I love, kind of big. I can literally see something on paper. I actually one of those guys. I drew my house to quarter-inch scale. I'm not an architect, but I knew how to draw at a quarter-inch scale. So my wife and I designed, and I literally drew my entire house, and gave it to a buddy that has was able to put it in CAD. But so I love that design piece of it.
Hmm.
So there's so many elements and so many facets that I get to bring to the table as owning a franchise, from the design, from the idea of just seeing I love to manage projects, and I love seeing that finished process and finished product.
Hmm.
And I love that. I mean, like I said, I can usually visualize it. So there's just so many components that really led me to down this path, kind of in the back of my mind. But you know, and I guess I think as much as you guys were interviewing me, I was doing the same. And I
Right.
think you all have heard me say this. It's while the delivery is definitely different from an Aaron to a Jason to even Cristian and Bethany, everybody still has the same message, and it's the same values are there and the same tones there. And that's really what I was looking for. I mean, I want to be part of something bigger than myself. I mean, I always to try to find things that are bigger than me. And I see huge potential, not only in the Kansas City market, but what I can offer the other franchisees as they come on. I mean, I love that, Jason and Aaron already tasked me with tasking or talking to some of these new potential franchises. And I love that. I mean, I thrive on growing businesses. I've done that for, a lot of years of my life. Even though I was employed by a corporation, I was a W-2 employee for a long time. In
Hmm.
my current role, I'm a 1099 guy, and I love that. It's kind of sink or swim. I put enough pressure on myself. I don't need someone else to do it. But I had a goal by 40 to own my own company. I missed it by a year, but here I am, and I don't think could be with a better organization or a better group of people either.
So out in the Kansas City market, again, you were coming in as a customer, and just talk a little bit more about how Riverpool's Kansas City is going to help evolve the market out there for pool buyers as a whole, and what is their experience? What should they expect in their pool buying experience, and that you're going to be able to deliver on?
Yeah, I think interestingly that I'm finding about Kansas City just in my early 2.5 months is it really is an untapped market. I think there's a lot of people that want to buy a pool, want to invest in a pool. There's some fairly affluent areas of Kansas City and the surrounding suburbs, and I think a lot of them, myself included, as far back as 2 years ago, were just kind of always shied away because really back then it was. While I reached out to some guys about fiberglass pools, they tried selling me a gunite pool or a vinyl pool, and,
Mhm.
and it's still kind of a gunite heavy followed by vinyl market. But now you're starting to see there are some other good contractors that I'm seeing starting to put in some really nice fiberglass products. So I love the competition. I think it's great, and I really starting to see an evolution. And we're a pretty good climate. I mean, I'm going to have my pool open from April 1 to probably end of October. In fact, it's still open as we speak, even though I had snow. Not swimming in it, but it's still open. But I really think our swim season's long enough. But I think if you can offer a great product, show people it's going to be a great experience,
Mhm.
and we know River Pools is a great product. I really believe you can start meshing those things together, and we can really start increasing I mean, really open up the doors for more people that maybe didn't think they could get a pool. I mean, my
Right.
gunite quotes were almost 2.5 times what my fiberglass quote was, and we're a gunite's interesting here. There's been some issues with gunite pools, and as all pools have issues, especially on the vinyl and gunite side. But I'm amazed by the amount of education that people are coming to me with. That I
Mhm.
know they're spending a lot of time on our site, and it's really we were really starting to create a good educated buyer, and I really enjoy that. A lot of the leads come to me because they're like, well, we know we want a vinyl, or we want a fiberglass pool. We know we want the river fiberglass pool, and well, you're the
Mhm.
guy that can do it. So that's kind of where it's leading me. But I really see, and I see some other guys that are starting to kind of dip their toe in this. That like I said, I like healthy competition, and I'd like to make us all look good together.
Mhm.
And then we have to compete on price, and that's going to happen, and service and all the things we offer.
Mhm.
Um, but I really am starting to see a shift just in the buyer market and what people are asking for.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. To take that a step further, like our number one objective is always to educate the consumer. right? You just mentioned that they're coming to you from a highly educated position. They more often than not know what they want by the time they get to you. But with that said, and even from a fiberglass company, we know that fiberglass is not for everybody. So talk a little bit about why fiberglass is a good fit for folks, or rather, who it's a good fit for in Kansas City, and who it might not be a good fit for in Kansas City.
Kansas City's booming with house developments, but I think we found, and I think after 2008, a lot of lots got smaller, and so now we're not able to do these massive freeform pools, and we have so many flavors of these very unique size and shape pools that we can offer individuals. But I think the big thing that it comes down to is not only that we can offer them that what works really for them. That, you know, people like the idea. They think gunite's fancier. They have all these ideas, but then when reality sits, you know, they have a 10-foot, you know, setback easement. They have all these limitations. Our pools work, I think, great in almost every yard. Now, are we the every yard pool? No, because people are going to want these massive, you know, these massive pools, and that's great. There's a time and place for all those. But I think the piece of what we offer and what we're bringing them is where they really, the tipping point starts coming in. Is, you know, we're pretty rocky in this area. There's a lot of shifting that happens. A lot of areas have pretty high groundwater, you know, in our dewatering pipes and some of the things we do, you know, get ahead of that. And I also think, I mean, you know, our climate wise, you know, we're in great shape, but the other piece of it is that time to install, and especially some neighborhoods, and there's some cities that are very finicky about how long you can spend and have a project ongoing. And I really think that that's kind of our icing on our cake, is that time to install it really becomes kind of that final tipping point for customers to buy. So it's not just one thing. And there's a lot of things that we offer that make it a great solution. You know, I guess, like I mentioned, while we are a decent climate, you know, we do get cold. I mean, it did snow 2 days ago. You know, the fact that we have such an arsenal of auto cover ready pools as well, I think that really makes people even more comfortable. I think 90% of my quotes that go out have an auto cover option on them. Even on some of the free forms, people are wanting to do auto cover. So they really want to, you know, have that as long of swim season as possible, but really kind of want the best of all we offer.
Right.
I really hope, and I tell my customers, you got to hold me accountable. Just like I'm going to, you know, hold you accountable to pay, you're going to hold me accountable to make sure this is meeting your expectations along the way. And that, like I said, I want it to be fun from start to finish, not just fun when it's all done. I really want the whole process to be awesome and enjoyable. So,
well, good stuff. Jeff, thanks for your time today, my friend. Really appreciate it. Hopefully this will be a good introduction to you, to your company out there in Kansas City. Welcome aboard officially as a River Pools location. And we look forward to help serving families in your community, my friend.
Absolutely. Look forward to being here for years to come.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, man. We'll catch up with you later, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Take care. Have a good day.
Okay, bye.